Alright, today we're going to talk about how riding has changed my life and how you can change your lot's life as well. So first of all, I just want to mention I've not been riding for a long time. I just recently started riding, so it's been about a year and a half now since I started riding. So I wouldn't have as much experience as the other players in the game. I've got a good idea on how it's changed my life at whole as a rider. And I mean, there's a lot of facts that go into how it can improve anyone's life. And obviously, it's not for everyone riding. I'll just want to put that out there. Some people, it just might be too much of an effort. For some people, it might be too intimidating. And obviously, like I said, so now let's get into this video on how motorcycle. And so obviously now let's get into how riding has really changed my life at whole. So let's just put the visors down and let's get going. So obviously riding. Before riding, I was just a normal kid before I come to Bangladesh with very minimal experience on motorbikes. I remember I had something like a pit bike or a little mini motorbike when I went to college just for the jokes of it. Video করলাম কিতা হলাই আচ্ছা তুমি আছে ভিডিও আছে ও করে দে রে ক্যামেরা ওনো ওই So obviously as a rider, but before riding I never really had much of an experience while riding. I had little experience on these mini motorbikes. I think it was like a 100cc or a 90cc stomp. I'll just put a picture up here for you guys. And it was a 1 down 4 up sort of thing, like the gearing system on it. And since I didn't know how to really gear properly on the bike, I just set off in any gear, whether it's on 1, 2 or 3, because the bike kind of really did set off quite well. And it was a semi-automatic bike, so it never really had like a clutch, if I remember correctly. Or it might have, I'm not too sure, I don't remember. But yeah, as a whole, I was just more of a car guy when I was in the UK. Before learning to properly ride a bike, well, a motorcycle, I was mainly a car guy. And so obviously before I started really riding motorcycles, I was one of those motorcycle haters. I really didn't see the idea of why riding a motorcycle would be fun or ideal. I always really used to have negative thoughts about cyclists like motorcycle riders in general, and I had this stereotype idea of what motorcycles are. They're like in the UK I thought they're like proper druggies or not very nice people in general, but obviously I was wrong. I had a very stereotypical mind at the time, and obviously my lifestyle back then is a whole lot different right now. And obviously, yeah, I was more of a car guy. I was more into cars. Whenever a sports car would go by from the distance, me and my friends would try to figure out what car that was from the sound of its exhaust. It would usually be like an RS3, because they were very common in our areas, the S3s, RS3s, like M Sport BMWs, and you got the A45 AMGs. They were very typical and very common cars in our area. But obviously as a non-rider, I had a really broad kind of friendship group. I had people from all sorts of backgrounds, and obviously, yeah, that was my life in the UK as a non-rider. But now I've come to Bangladesh, so you can throw away all the UK friends I've had, dish them out the window. So obviously I've come to Bangladesh, and one thing I realized about Bangladesh is that the riding community here is absolutely huge. So I think it's similar in Bangladesh, India and Pakistan. I think these countries within Asia are very similar on how big the riding communities are. Because bro, I can tell you guys now for a fact, as soon as you come to one of these countries, you will see that there are more bikes on the road than cars. And mainly it's because of the financial situation. Cars tend to be a lot more expensive than motorbikes, which is why motorcycles are more affordable in this country. And another thing is, you don't really need a license to ride a motorbike. Obviously I've not got no motorbike license. I want to put it out there. I just had to learn and just hop on a motorbike and then obviously do it. But obviously when I get back to the UK, I will need to do my full motorbike course. I'm sure I could jump to the big course straight away because I'm over the age of 24, but obviously that's for a future video. So obviously even my dad, what he tried to point out was, because I'm going to be staying here for a while, my dad thought it would be a wise idea to obviously get me to riding bikes so I could enjoy my time while being here. And he wasn't wrong. It was all because of him. I got to start more vlogging, I got to make a lot more friends, but obviously we'll get to the friends part later on. So obviously that's me getting a hang of riding a motorcycle. My dad literally bought me a brand new motorbike from the showroom, which was a big mistake because the price that we paid for the red bike, which is what we got out of the showroom, the price that we paid for that, we could have really got a really fast bike for Bangladesh standards. In the first week of me getting the bike, riding it, obviously a cousin of mine, he said that he can ride a bike, let him jump on it. I said no many times. First thing he did was jump on the bike, and just as soon as he jumped on the bike, I imagined literally how he was gonna get into an accident. And exactly that same way, the guy went into the pillar of our house. Like there was these like pillars on the house, and he literally rode into it. And there you go, my brand new bike messed up by some arsehole that just couldn't listen to my words, and I never gave him no permission for it as well. One thing I realized about riding motorcycles, I tend to ride in the manner of what my emotions are like. So if I'm happy, I ride quite calm, nicely, enjoy the surroundings, the environment around me. And whereas when I'm angry or something, like something's got me fed up, I realize that I'm really pushing the bike to its limits. And there's been times where I would have really hurt myself or got into a very tragic accident. Thankfully I have not. I've learned to really master the control of the bikes that I'm riding right now. And you can never really be a true master of a motorcycle, because you never know when a motorcycle just wants to throw you off on high side. And just know that when you're on high side, there's no stopping, or like there's no way of you landing nicely or perfectly. I need some water. I definitely need a drink, or else I'll probably die of thirst while riding a motorcycle, and we do not want that, even though there's a lot of water around there. But yeah, let's not die right now. We're making a video for my YouTube fellows. So yeah, as I was saying, riding based on your emotions is a very bad idea. It can result in tragic accidents. It can result in someone else getting hurt, like the general public. But yeah, so that's why I advise not to ride based on your emotions. Do your best to be in a good mood as soon as you hop up, as soon as you swing your leg over the bike. And I mean, if you are riding and you can't change your mood before you swing your leg over, just try your best to keep yourself within the limits, because I'm telling you, riding can really make you feel a lot better. And it just, I don't know, it's like some dopamine kick in your brain. It's like a drug, the way it kicks you, and it really kicks the back of your head in. It makes you focus a lot more. And man, trust me, once you know how to ride a motorcycle, and you do ride for a while, you'll know what I'm on about. But I can't explain this to you non-motorcycle riders. So yeah, let's go get a drink. Dukan kwai be. I mean, look at the scenery, wow. So obviously, yeah, riding obviously does uplift your mood a bit. And obviously when you're riding with a team or a crew or like just a couple of friends, it will really change the vibe, the whole atmosphere, and your whole idea of riding. It will change it. Like, it will change it so much that you just want to keep on riding, planning these trips with your boys, and it's just something that you'd look forward to every time. So obviously now we've gone to another topic, riding with buddies. I mean, if you're good at making friends, it's not going to be hard to make riding buddies. It just depends on where you are, what kind of people you have around where you live, and obviously the communities that really accept you. Okay, we're here. We're gonna get a drink real quick. So we've got some drink down our system, and obviously you can see the cameraman, my cousin brother. Obviously the gimbal that we had that lost battery, so if the video footage does look a little wonky on the third person view, forgive me please. I came out unprepared like always. And yeah, so obviously making friends as a rider, you tend to come across a lot of people, as well as when you have a nice bike. I mean, if you have a nasty, crusty old, rusty old chappy bike, you are not going to make no friends. And if you do make friends, you're going to make friends with similar bikes as yours. It's just similar with like how a friendship circle works. Is if you're in a friendship group of 4 millionaires, as soon as you go in that group, 100% sure you will be successful like them as well. It's just a law of attraction. It's just how things work. So obviously when making friends, you want to make sure you got a positive friendship group. Even if you have a nasty rusty bike, just make sure you got nice friends, because good friends are people that take you a long way. As I said, when you're riding with friends, it can really uplift your mood. It can make you want to hop on the bike and really go out, plan something. And with friends, obviously it's a good idea to go with friends, because not every day is going to be a smooth day for riding. And obviously you want to make sure that you've got someone with you if you do tragically get into an accident, which I hope no one does. And it's just like a, how do I call it, it's just like your backup phone number. Because obviously imagine you're on your own and you're knocked out flat on the floor. There's no way of you getting help if you're knocked out flat on the floor. Whereas if you have a friend, your friend can really contact your family, call for help, or call an ambulance. So yeah, so obviously how has riding helped improve my mindset overall? And it's really done a good job at helping improve my mindset. One, because I was not a very confident person. In a car you could hide yourself in a car while riding, whereas on a motorbike you can't. Everyone will see you, you will be seen by everybody. That's all I'm saying. So you really need to have a confident mindset. Obviously you don't need to be super confident. Your confidence will grow, I can guarantee you that, as you ride motorcycles. And yeah, and another thing it'll do, it teaches you things like, obviously if you're riding in motorcycles, it teaches you how to figure problems out, solve them. And obviously it's not just motorcycle related problems, it's like it could help you. I don't know, it might sound a bit cheesy when I say it might help you solve real life problems. One, why I think it would is when you're stressed about something and you do hop on the bike, you do feel at some kind of ease, and you do have a cooler mindset when you're on the bike already. So obviously to really solve a problem, you need to have a cool mind. You are not going to be able to solve any problems if you're hot-headed or you just can't think straight. That's my take on how it's personally affected my life as a rider. Obviously there's more to go on from this, but it's just I can't really think of it from the top of my head, and if I had to make a script, it just won't really be that authentic. And yeah, I will make another video later on in the future about how it would really affect your life as a rider. A lot of reasons why motorcycle, more vlogging and anything motorcycle related videos that come on YouTube, the only reason people make these is so that they can somehow persuade people to ride motorcycles, because I know that there's a lot of stereotype over motorcyclists, riders in general, and obviously we need to break that stereotypical barrier. What we want is more people to hop on motorcycles in general. Hopping on motorcycles will lessen the traffic congestion, lessen the pollution, because obviously cars, they give off way more pollution than a motorcycle would ever do. So obviously, if you guys did enjoy this video, so if you think this video gave you a good insight on how motorcycling could change your life, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd want a more like detailed video on this topic, be sure to subscribe. If you guys really enjoyed this video and you really found this video interesting and very informative on how motorcycling or riding can change your life in general, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And to see enough of that rough outro, please be sure to like, subscribe and share the video with your friends and family, and stay safe. I will catch you guys on the next ride. Flipping hell. This is why I say wear the helmet, kids, because a branch, I literally hit a branch on the way. Anyways, stay safe, and if you're still watching this video, you're a G. Come on.